Hello everyone. For my second last day, I'm gonna be streaming a bit more Tron because I streamed I recorded it earlier today and I had surprisingly much fun. Like like I don't enjoy playing modern, so I've never played Tron in modern, but yeah, I tried this list by Jeff Hoagland and yeah, it's really my playstyle. So like it's janky and roguish enough. It's still strong and it has a big control component to it. Like you cast silly expensive cards, but you're still a control deck. I'm on the die roll. Would like to play first. Yes. Okay. I think this hand is a keep. It has turn 1 Chromatic Star or Steerings. I think I play turn 1 Chromatic Star. Of the Urza's Tower. Like we might randomly draw Tron pieces, in which case we don't want to have the bio on the table yet. And also, Ancient Steerings turn 1 is kind of weak if they are like a Cable Therapy deck. Blooming Marsh. Oh, we're both Blooming Marsh decks, but I think they're Turbo Depths. I don't think we have a way to deal with Marital Age main deck. Okay, never mind, we have Caracas. But I don't want to show it to them yet. I think I start by cracking the star here. See what I draw. Play a second star and... Oh no, I should have Ancient Steerings first. Maybe I found Tron land to play the star with. That was a big mistake. Urza's Tower, Urza's Tower. Okay, did not get punished because we only found another tower and not one of the other Tron lands. I think I want Wormcoil here. Actually, no, I want more lands, right? Like it's not the correct land, but at least it will make mana to play like this Oblivion Stone or whatever. Lotus Petal. So now they know about the Caracas, so they're probably gonna keep open Ghost Quarter or Pithing Needle on Caracas. I think this is a very bad matchup. Like pre-board we have nothing except Caracas, and post-board well, we only have Pithing Needles. Let's start by cycling this for green. Jesus, only drawing the towers. This is either gonna keep open Ghost Quarter or Pithing Needle on Caracas. Or he could even have crop rotation for a jury step. But at least it will make sure he doesn't combo us. Okay, Pithing Needle. Yeah, it would slow down his combo until he found an answer for it, but he found the answer. So if he has crop rotation here, we lose. But if he doesn't... Oh, actually Collective Brutality is a reasonable card. I'm not going to use the discard mode. Oh wait, I could actually use the drain mode, right? Because then I go to 22. Which means I have one... Like after he makes a token, I can just play a Karn and kill it, like exile it with 2 life left. Okay, he's going for crop rotation. If we had more mana, we wouldn't lose here. But I think with only these 4 lands, there is no land we can top deck to cast the card next turn. Like if this had been a different Tron land, then we could top deck the third Tron land and just Karn his token. Okay, never mind. All the pithing needles. Oh, Ugin is also... Oh, he needles the wrong thing. Yeah, Ugin also, like, Ugin exile, so Ugin -0 exiles all tokens, so that's, that would be funny. Believe in stone. No, see, seal kills the pithing needles. Pithing needle stops part of the combo, and I guess we also want Thought Seizes here. Don't think we want Deluge to kill the Hex Mage. It seems a bit too random. Maybe Wormclaw, because we probably want to keep this, because if we ever connect and gain life, it's more difficult for them to kill us. Yeah, relics can go. Yeah, the Oblivion, like the one Seal of Primordium is the only way to deal with Pithing Needle, but we can also exile it with Karn. If you put in Oblivion Stone, we can never have Pithing Needles of our own without like having to blow them up. Or it would take a long time putting fate counters on them, so... yeah, no land, easy mulligan. Caracas, no Tron lands, easy mulligan. Like, both of these cards are good, but they're gonna find answers before we find enough land to cast any important spell, I think. Like, we can Pithing Needle Hex Mage and then they just have Thespian Stage, so just Pithing Needle isn't enough. Jesus Christ, these are horrible. Yeah, let me say, I think the chances of winning of this mulligan are like 0.001% or so. Sack for black. I think I actually crack this here. I already have all the colors, so I might just randomly draw into a Pithing Needle or a Thought Seize. Okay, never mind. Okay, I could draw into a 1-mana spell that I really wanted to play as quickly as possible. At least we already got 2 Tron pieces, so if they have a very slow hand that's still missing a part of the combo, we could find something, but... okay, next turn I make a token. I probably need to get Caracas here, but they're probably gonna needle it, right? I probably don't play it out yet because they can't come until next turn anyway, so I'm gonna play the Urza's Mine. But because they played this card, I think I have to show them the Caracas here already. Okay, they got a pitting needle. We could draw a Seal of Primordium. That's like our only out, I'm afraid. Oh, actually, they don't have the mana to activate this yet. So we have like one extra turn. We could have Spirit Guides and then we die. Oh yeah, they have Spirit Guide, sure. Yeah, the deck is not prepared for such matchups, but you can't have a plan for every single legacy deck in the world. Like this deck is only played like 1 or 2% of the metagame, so you're gonna lose to it occasionally. This is tricky. It doesn't have any Tron piece, but it has a bunch of redraws and disruption. I probably shouldn't keep this, but I wanna try it. Like against Delver, these two cards seem like they're quite reasonable. With reasonable, I mean good. I might want to play this around the days if they don't put up too much pressure yet. Yeah, like this doesn't flip, which means I probably don't want a Brutality here. Or I might play the Brutality. I could see playing the Brutality just like to draw out of force or like... I'm gonna start by cycling this for, I don't know, green, because I have a second black source. Ancient Steering seems kind of weak against Therapy. Ooh, that's another really good card in the matchup. I actually think I'll lead on Steerings here. They might daze this, but I'm gonna start dropping Tron lands here, I think. Like Urza's Mine, any order. Still not flipping, so that means they have... Oh yeah, maybe the Death Ride was one of the other ones, but they have at least one or two non-instant or sorcery, so the chance of them having Force plus blue card are not huge. But I think I still lead on the Brutality to play around days. I don't think I can afford to play around Spell Pierce though, because that's gonna be really really slow. Yeah, actually, earlier I said Ancient Steerings is bad against Therapy, but of course if you take a land like Urza's Mine, that's not true. Go against Command. Yeah, and here I played the Star, which means like if this is put into a graveyard, I still draw a card. So I'm going to discard the Caracas, I think that doesn't do anything. And I still get to draw my cards, so they don't get to 2-for-1 me. If I had played out Chromatic Sphere, they would have destroyed it and I would not draw a card. Because here drawing card is part of the ability. So that's the reason, if you can't crack it immediately and you play against a deck that may play Artifact Removal, always play Chromatic Star first. I think I start with Brutality. I'm actually going to escalate this. This makes it more likely for them to be forced to counter it. I'm going to discard them and kill their Death Right, because that's the most flexible. I think actually get rid of the Oblivion Stone, because 3 mana to play and 5 mana to activate is quite a lot, and hopefully the Toxic Deluge will already be enough. I feel we're gonna get Spell Pierced here. Or just Brainstorming response. Yeah, Spell Pierce, sure. Oops, wrong mana. Urza's Tower. Okay, that's one we don't have yet. Now we needed to find a land, of course, to play around the days with our Deluge next turn. Ooh. Wasteland changes the math. Like, maybe because this didn't flip yet, I can afford to wait with the Deluge. Okay, now I think I'm not gonna play around their last card being Days. It could be the case, but like the longer I wait, the more likely they are to draw something. So I'm just gonna take the risk here. If they Daze this, I probably lose the game, but the upside was too big. Like just 3-for-1ing them. I think this is an Angler. It's something that's... Oh no, just Brainstorm. It looked like they were thinking long how to pay for it, but of course, also with Brainstorm you need to think which land you tap. So here I start with Sylvan's Crying, because then this will find me a land and we'll be able to cast Ancient Steerings without getting dazed. If I play Ancient Steerings first and I don't find a land, then the Sylvan's Crying can get dazed. So we have Urza's Tower. I think here I take the Urza's Mine, because he got wastelanded and we'll have 2 Urza's Mines left in our deck and 4 power plants, so we're more likely to still draw the power plant. Well, if we took the power plant, we would have an equal chance of drawing the 3rd piece, or another power plant. Okay, Tower, Mine, power plant. Next turn, Tron will be assembled. Ooh, they just top deck these days. So it was a very good choice to play that turn, because yeah, every draw they take is just 1 card closer to the days. Here I have 7, 8, 9 mana. So I think I just need to crack my Sphere and hope for something good. I mean something that I can play this turn. Sack for black. Maybe I should have taken green, but it doesn't really matter. Like I could have Ancient Steering and Ancient Steering's you know, ancient stairs could not be able to find me another green card. And never mind, I would always have one green mana, and I would never be able to use more than one green. Yeah, tower makes 3, so I think taking tower is the best here. I could see taking another mine, because if they get wasteland, I don't want them to waste the mine, because there are the least amount of mines left in my deck. So yeah, this line is slightly weaker to wasteland. Because if you have enough Tron lands, always take the one that you don't want to get wastelanded. This is when you cast it, right? So it's gonna happen regardless. I mean, they could have a Stifle, but apart from Stifle, this only has upsides, and Ugin could still get countered. Oh, am I gonna get stifled? Oh, okay, this is yeah, exactly what I just warned for. Should have gone for the Spirit Dragon, I guess. At least now we can discard the Ugin to counter any spells they cast with mana cost 8. Okay, I've never seen Kolaghan's Command and Stifle in the same deck. I think usually when they play Kolaghan's Command, they also play Therapy. But yeah, seems like anything is possible. The fastest kill here is Ugin, so I'm just gonna Ugin kill their Deathrite. Because this deals damage. Karn is also a great card, of course, but doesn't deal damage, so it will be slightly worse at killing them in case like something happens to my Kozilek. Is he gonna concede? Yeah. Opponent concedes. Probably want Oblivion Stone. Oh yeah, Pithing Needles for the Wasteland. What do we cut? Maybe Kozilek is not the best, like Ulamog seems better in general. Like refilling our hand seems less important than destroying permanents or exiling them. I guess I can cut the relics. They do get some value from their graveyard, but I have the feeling that it's worse than the cards we're boarding in. And I could see cutting a Caracas in general against decks that it's only makes generic mana, like it doesn't add anything with its other ability. But because they play Wastelands and Dazes and so on, I probably would just want as many lands in my deck as possible. This hand is weak to Therapy. Usually decks that play Stifle don't play Therapy main deck, but they probably have it in the sideboard. But it does have... it's also weak to Wasteland. I think I'm still gonna keep it. Like it has a turn 2 Sylvan's Crying. So we drew a second Tron piece. Normally I would have led on the Caracas to hedge against Wasteland. I think because we're potentially hitting natural Tron on turn 3, I think it's worth exposing ourselves to the Wasteland here. Oh yeah, also one of the reasons to keep in Relic of Progenitus is against Surgical Extraction. Like I can exile a card from my own graveyard in response. Like if they want to Wasteland my Tron land and then Surgical it, then... Oh, is he gonna pierce this? Oh, no, just Brainstorm. It protects us against Surgical on a Tron land, to finish my sentence. They probably want to daze this. If they find a daze, they probably don't want to force it. I'm fine with this getting dazed though, because then they return their land to their hand. And I'm probably not getting wastelanded, because then they're not advancing their own strategy, because they won't have a land to play creatures next turn. The only reason why I would be sad if this gets countered is because I won't get green for Sylvan's Crying. I feel like this is not going to resolve. If this resolves, they probably have a wasteland for this, right? Yeah, okay, they do have a daze. So they just chose not to daze the previous one. That's probably smart. Now we need... Oh, Therapy. I was just about to say, now we need them not to Therapy us, because we drew the third card. If they don't flash it back to take the Oblivion Stone, I'm definitely playing this into a daze next turn. Like, I don't want to wait for them to have another Therapy or another flashback option. And all to the... Thanks to the great cards, that's Gitaxian Probe. Yeah, they get the perfect 3 for 1 here. If they flash back the Therapy, they probably don't have a counter spell. I'm gonna play the Caracas so they don't know I have a second mine. Then in case they draw a Wasteland, they might just waste my mine by accident instead of the power plant. But they did not flash it back. Maybe they have Ancient Grudge or so? Like, I would expect them, if they're afraid of the Oblivion Stone, they would probably sacrifice one creature, because at least they're only losing one creature instead of both when I blow this up. So they should have, or they could just have a Stifle for the activation. Or they just made a mistake. Of course, that's entirely possible. And after they brainstormed, they played a fetch, but they didn't crack it, so they wanted to draw the top card of their deck. which is always a bad sign. Then they have 3 cards they wanted to keep instead of 2. I didn't take a chance to shuffle something away. I think I'm gonna see an Ancient Grudge here. I'm not. Okay. Then definitely they have keeping a Stifle open, which is right. I'm gonna try to troll them and put a fate counter on a land. You never know if they maybe they don't recognize the correct ability and they stifle it by accident. But unfortunately, Magic Online shows in big letters that I'm putting on the fate counter. So now I'm gonna jam this for Urza's Tower, and if they don't stifle this, I'm gonna have Eye of Ugin active next turn. Actually, I'm probably just gonna die, right? Yeah. But if they 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Urza's. Which one do I need? Tower. So I think they have the Stifle, but if they have the Stifle, I'm dead regardless, so I might as well pop it in my turn. Actually, this is still 7, so I might as well pop it in my turn. Because at least, if this resolves, at least they won't have had time to use Death Right one more time. Okay, had Stifle. That was pretty clear from their behavior. Do I want to change anything? Crux was kind of medium there. Maybe I'm cutting it after all. Like, more cantrips seem better than more stupid lands. Maybe because they go wide, cutting 1 Karn is fine. Like with the Pyromancers and True Names, like Karn doesn't solve everything. Yes, I would like to play first. This is very risky and relies on drawing more lands. And if it, yeah, I need to draw like 2 or 3 more lands, so the chances seem not too great. I think this is acceptable. There's only 1 Tron land, but it has 3 cantrips and a tutor. I don't think I want more cantrips, because if I draw the Chromatic Star, I need to spend mana to draw 1 more card, and if I put it on the bottom, I just draw the actual card. So I'm going to use these relics defensively. Like, as long... Like, until they wasteland me, I can use it to exile their cards, but otherwise I need to always keep it open for wasteland surgical. And as soon as I have a Tronland in my graveyard, I will keep this open as well. So whenever they make a land drop, they have not wasted me yet, I can use this aggressively. And as soon as they wasted me, I will always keep it open against surgical. This is what I was meaning to say. And you can also use this to counter death rights, which is funny. Drew a second piece. I think I just jam a second relic here. And expedition map is too important, like to get the last Tron piece. I don't want to get expedition map to get dazed here, so I think I just play the chromatic star. So I make them exile the land here. And I keep the second one open in case they go for a wasteland this turn. I did go for the wasteland, sure. Oh yeah, I should maybe have played the expedition map first. Now I can just cycle this for green and if I played the expedition map, I could play this and then he can't daze me. Oh yeah, he can't daze me anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna make him exile both here, because if he does have the surgical, I have like a mana open for... I have like a mana open to crack my relic and exile everything anyway. Okay, I could get surgical here if I crack this. Or if I play the expedition map. I think I'm playing around surgical here, and my opponent is not pressuring me, so I don't need to use all the mana possible. Like, mana efficiency would of course like me to use this mana this turn, but playing it safe if you're not under pressure is probably worth more. He could try to trick me into popping the relic by exiling my Urza's Mine. Then I try to pop it in response, and then he surgicals the mine. So I think if he exiles my Urza's Mine for mana, I let him have it. Another death ride, sure. I think I'm confident enough to cycle this relic here. Because I don't have a land in the graveyard anymore, so I'm again no longer vulnerable. I think I want to go for black. No, I think I want to go for green here. Okay, I made the wrong choice. So I think I just played the expedition map and pass. Yeah, here he could waste the Urza land and then go to another step to force me to pop the relic. But I think I have to pop the relic here. If he surgicals me here, so be it, but I just need to keep drawing more cards. Because I currently don't have anything going on. I need to draw into more lands. Oh, that's not great. Not playing. He already dazed me twice, right? Yeah, he dazed me twice and spell pierced. Spell pierced me. I think I'm just playing brutality and getting rid of something in his hand and killing a death right. Do I even care about the death rights? I'm not entirely sure. And I think I have more Karns, but Ugin also deals with True Name. I think I pitch Ugin anyway, like I'm not gonna get to 8 mana anytime soon. His opponent has a response because they are not just letting this resolve. Forest pitch Force. It's not that bad because if you draw a land, like they didn't have Spell Pierce or Daze, so this Oblivion Stone is quite likely to resolve if we draw a third land. Of course, they just brainstorm, so they might just find the nuts to stop us from Oblivion Stoning them. Do I care about Wasteland anymore? They already wasted 2 Wastelands. I think I'm naming Deathrite Shaman here. It will severely limit the amount of damage they can deal if they find another land, and they brainstormed and bricked. I think they brainstormed and bricked on land, so they're not going to be able to make mana with. Oh, actually, it means they don't have a fetch land on top. Yeah, maybe this was stupid because we know the top 2 cards are not land, so they're not going to be able to make mana with these anyway. Can get me a... Can we have to take one of the 2 that were already wastelanded, because we are very likely to just draw the Urza's Tower naturally. Next time I'm playing O Stone, like they didn't daze my Sylvan's Crying, so I'm assuming they don't have a daze. So I'm just gonna jam the Oblivion Stone unless they flip to a soft counter here. Did not flip to anything. That's good for us. They could have a Spell Pierce, which they didn't have mana to pay last turn. And they could of course just have a Stifle for its ability. Or Speech Brainstorm. Okay, opponent is having a good time. So we need to rip either a Deluge or... But we don't have a lot of time for the Deluge, or just Urza's Tower to play Karn and exile their stuff. Probably exiling the Delver. Because if it flips, like, these are only gonna deal 1 damage because they can't be activated anymore. Let's see. 2 life. If they have... Actually, they can't daze me, they can't force me. They can't spell pierce me because they don't have mana up. So this is kind of guaranteed to resolve, I think, unless they have something weird that I don't know about in their deck. So we have 1 turn. Well, they could of course flip Bolt, but unless they flip a Bolt, we have like 1 turn to hit Urza's Tower, or Sylvan's Crying, or Ancient Stirrings into Urza's Tower. Or I guess Chromatic Sphere into something. Okay, this here is tricky. If I make green here, I open myself to drawing Ancient Stirrings or Sylvan's Crying. If I make black, I could draw Collective Brutality or Toxic Deluge, but I can't make both. I think I have to tap the Urza's Power Plant, because then I could still get... I can't play around the days anymore then, but I can still... Oh, Urza's Tower, great. Never didn't have it. We're still super dead to them ever drawing a bolt, but... Or we're dead to them having a Stifle. So after we exile Young Pyromancer, maybe we need to exile Volcanic Island. Oh, they make a token, that's smart. Yes, I would like to pay for days. And if they attack the Karn, I can't actually exile the token with it anymore. But I think that's not smart. I think they have to attack me anyway, and then just hope to have any... If they attack me and have any other creature here, I think I'm dead. Yeah, so they attack me. Most likely need to sacrifice my Karn here. Okay, I guess I don't mind sacrificing my Karn if I draw a second one. I have to take back what I just said. Like, Karn is actually great in this match today. I think I don't want them to top deck a True Name Nemesis, so I'm going after their mana here, because I'm dead to True Name. This doesn't save me from Bolt, but I'm sure they have more Volcanics somewhere. Okay, I'm still dead to True Name Nemesis, but I think I can't afford to lose my Karn just to kill a land, because then if they top deck a Deathrite or so, I just die to Deathrite attacks. So I'm gonna have to risk them having a True Name. Or Bolt, okay. GG. Okay, we got very close. Okay, we would have found out to True Name Nemesis, so it was basically only Bolt that was gonna kill us. So we lost this match, but I think it was a very good match, and we had a very fair chance. Stupid phone is being annoying. And maybe if I would ever rewatch the match, I would find small mistakes that I made that would have saved me like exactly the 3 life to survive there. I don't know about it, but it could be possible that like maybe I wouldn't have need to escalate the if I wouldn't have needed to escalate the what's it called, collective brutality, and just like go for the discard, they probably wouldn't have forced like the force pitch force. Yeah, they would have had an extra force. Yeah, they probably would have let it resolve. But if I only targeted the Deathrite, maybe they would have forced it. Yeah, I don't think so. I think only by escalating it, they would have forced pitching force mean. Otherwise, if they would have had any forces later in the game, I would probably have lost as well. So I don't think that's the point where I lost. But yeah, maybe playing around Surgical, maybe I should have cracked my relics a bit earlier to draw more cards. Or maybe I should have sequenced my expedition map or something a bit differently earlier. I don't remember the exact situation, but I think at some point I got my expedition map dazed or spell pierced that I could maybe have avoided by playing it first. And then we would have had Tron earlier and would have been able to cast our other stuff earlier. Yes, I'd like to play first. I just need to answer a message here. Yeah, that's 2 Tron lands and redraw. So I'm gonna keep this, and then I'm gonna answer a message. I might play out a land here, but not really talking through it. Ooh, expedition map is very good. Unfortunately, we might randomly die to their Glistener Elf. Like if you had expedition map turn 1, we could have cracked it now, and turn 2 Karn, like turn 3 Karn. And we unfortunately we don't have black to kill their thing with my collective brutality. Be great, sure, and then Berserkers. Oh, okay, they have a perfect kill. Turn 2. Just gonna do this, like, there's nothing we can draw, but... I think Mindbreak Trap is not good enough, because Invigorate Berserk is a 2-card combo, and sometimes they play like 3 spells a turn if they need to brainstorm to find it or so, but yeah, I think these are better. Sylvan might be okay. Seal of Primordium, I mean, to kill Sylvan Library. I thought these to take their early kill spell, Spitting Needle for Inkmoth Nexus. Maybe Wormcoil. I mean, Wormcoil is really good at blocking ground creatures, though. Yeah, Relic is bad-ish. Like, Relic is only good against Become Immense, but that's like a 1-off or a 2-off. Maybe I don't need all the Pitting Needles. Maybe Oblivion Stone is a bit too slow, and it also doesn't kill Inkmoth. I usually only have like 1 or 2 creatures in the whole game, so maybe Brutality and Deluge are enough. Actually, I think I'd want then Brutality and Deluge to kill the Agent and Glistener Elf, and all 3 Needles to kill Inkmoth, or to stop it. And Seal also stops Inkmoth. Then I guess Ugin doesn't deal with Inkmoth, so at least Karn can exile lands. And Kozilek is good for the late game, but the question is, how late do we think we go? Oh yeah, of course I can get rid of the Caracas. Yeah, I think cutting Caracas is better than cutting Kozilek. Yes, would like to play first. It's turn 1 Thoughtseize, and then we can start collecting Tron pieces and playing a Deluge, so I think this is a reasonable hand. Good to play Thoughtseize turn 1, because then I can't get dazed. Maybe they only have 1 creature, like an elf and a bunch of pump spells, and then we want to take the elf turn 1. Ooh, let me see. They could Zenith turn 2, they have a creature, regardless. Like whether I take Agent or a Zenith, they do get a turn 2 creature with Force of Will backup. So if I just take the Force and then hope... Do I just take the Invigorate because they don't have any pump spells? If I take Force, I die to them top decking Invigorate before I can get Deluge online. I think I take the Force though. Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to interact with their creatures at all. You could of course just play Inkmoth and then attack with Inkmoth without playing their creatures. And then I would have a rough time dealing with it. TKS. Let's see. They do have Spell Pierce, and I think they will be trigger happy. So if I play Expedition Map, they're probably gonna counter the map. If I play Ancient Steerings, they're probably gonna counter the Steerings. So I need to play the one I want to get countered first. Which one is most important? I think Steerings is better than Expedition Map here. Because map, it will get us a Tron piece, but it's gonna need 2 more mana investments. Like it's 3 mana, and we're playing against a very fast deck. Versus Power Plant. Is it good? Oh, it's the one we already have. I still need to draw it though to play my Toxic Deluge. Like if we had played Expedition Map, we wouldn't be able to Toxic Deluge next turn because we would spend 2 more mana to find an extra land. Oh, they played the... Oh, they've seen it for Hierarch. So that means they... I'm stupid. I should have played Sylvan's Crying first, get another Tron land and just play the second Tron land. Then I could have gotten Dazed, but I think that's okay. I think the chances of them having Dazed are quite low. Yeah, now they can play if they top decked Berserk at some point, they just activate Inkmoth, then Invigorate Berserk it. And yeah, we had no way to interact with it with the Toxic Deluge, unfortunately. Wasteland, okay, that's... Let's see if I die. Great. Find some fast food, sure. You do. I think I have... If I drop now instead of playing one more, I think I actually have a chance to finish one more league here. So I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, Lesson of the Day was I should probably have taken the Invigorate. But I probably would still have died then, because then I would never be able to deluge away his small creatures, and I would just die to... because, yeah, he has Force of Will. So then I would just have died to the beatdown of several turns. I think just like the Dark Depths we faced in round 1, I think it's just a very difficult or even impossible matchup. Found an opponent. Hopefully it's not the same guy, no, I think it's a different person. Tower and Power Plant and a bunch of cantrips or tutors. think that's an easy keep. Okay, we have a tower, so we play the tower first, because that's the... Yeah, we don't care about them wastelanding this as much. I mean, obviously I don't want them to wasteland me, but... Opponent plays Delver and a Ponder, so it should be a guaranteed flip unless he shuffles. So we're gonna... I did not shuffle. Might be tempted to get a Bayou with this Silver Scrying, because I feel like I need to crack this here, and I won't have black. I won't have a black source here, right? I mean, I can actually play the second chromatic sphere as a black source. Do I even care about Toxic Deluge at this point? I mean, I'm first gonna see if this resolves. Oh, gets dazed. Maybe I should just have played Chromatic Sphere and play around the daze there. It's one less daze in our opponent's hand. It did not flip the Delver. Maybe daze was the only instant and they wanted to draw it. And they had no way of, like, oh yeah, they probably had like land daze and they just wanted... wanted to have that daze. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Tower, 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 power plant. I'm first gonna crack this for green. It's always possible we would have drawn the missing Tron piece. Please no second days. I'm getting the Bayou here, right? No, actually power... No, maybe I don't care about Toxic Deluge. Like the Delver hasn't flipped. It will flip next turn, and we just keep jamming these cards until they can't force us anymore. As long as they don't draw therapy, I should be fine. So we have tower, power plant, and mine. Because getting the Bayou for the Toxic Deluge loses to one counter spell. Okay, this loses to therapy. Yeah, but if they didn't have the therapy, they would need 3 counter spells to deal with all the threats we have. Yeah, we're really great at getting probe therapies today. But as a constellation, we have 5 black sources, like 4 Bayous and Blooming Marsh. We only have 4 mines, so we are more likely to draw a source to cast this Toxic Deluge than we are to draw the missing Tron piece. No, wait, crap. I forgot that this Urza's Tower... I thought you only have 7 mana, but you actually have 10 mana exactly. So I couldn't play this around the base, but I could still draw. I could still draw 4 cards there. That's probably a mistake. Hmm. Or I could just jam this Bayou. I could just jam the Deluge here. Does this have flying? Nope. Does have menace, so we kill them in 2 and they get us down to 7. If they have a bolt, we die next turn. But if this Deluge gets countered, we die. If the Kozilek gets countered, we only die if they have a second bolt. But also the Deluge is not going to be good after next turn. Well, if the Deluge resolves, we still get to Kozilek. But if we Kozilek, we never get to Toxic Deluge anymore. Okay, so we have 8 mana here, and this is 10. So yeah, we're actually dead on board, gonna concede. I should just have cast the Kozilek last turn. I would have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 4 additional cards. And then this Relic of Progenitors could have countered 1 Deathrite activation. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have been enough, but... Actually not true, they would probably just have countered the Kozilek, right? And then the Deluge would have resolved, I think. Okay. Just was a few seconds too slow, or like even half a second too slow to undo the auto passing. Plant, mine, tower. So we have turn 3 Karn. No wasteland protection. And like no, we could just get probe therapy away here, but I think if you have all this mana, the deck should be happy. So even if we get therapied, anything we draw is live. Okay, not if we get wasteland, but they could wasteland the mine. Okay, they did not wasteland the mine. Either they were lucky or they realized that the land we play first is land that we have twice in our hand. Okay, are we gonna get therapied here for O-Stone? And I'm not gonna rage quit, but I am gonna rage inside. Because it's a 3 for 1 without any drawback. For 1 mana and 2 life. Probably brainstorming to find the therapy. If they do not therapy me, this turn, I think I just play this Oblivion Stone into a daze. Like the chance of this getting therapied at some point is too big. Okay, getting like super wasted. Yeah, the hand was kind of weak to wasteland, but double waste. You can't mulligan to the one of to the 3 of Pithing Needle. The opponent did not have another land. They don't know about the Deluge, so I'm gonna jam the Oblivion Stone first to draw out any dazes or forces. Because the Toxic Deluge is more important because it's a faster way to kill their creatures. Why is it not auto passing? Kolaghan's Command. That makes Oblivion Stone quite bad. So I think I'm playing into the Spell Pierce here. And just jamming the Toxic Deluge. Can't afford to wait. Whatever. So we have 2 mines, which means either I take the tower or the power plant. We already had 1 of each wasted, so we probably just take the tower because it makes most mana, so I'm the least sad to draw 2 of them. Taking the Pithing Needle, but at this point I really don't care about Wasteland anymore. If they have more Wasteland, we might as well just concede. And Pithing Needling the Deathrite seems mediocre as well. Because they have Kolaghan's Command, so they could just Kolaghan's Command it in response. I think just Expedition Map and pass. Playing Oblivion Stone gives them a target for their Kolaghan's Command. Here we are dead to bolt, like we take 5 from these, and if he can exile a land and bolt us, we take 8. Therapy me, sure. I think he knows about the 2 Oblivion Stones. Yeah, next turn we would be able to Oblivion Stone. Because I would have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So we have tower, mine, we need a power plant. Like even if you exile this one, we still die. So yeah, die to the old probe therapy again. Even though there was some delay between the two, still boiled down to them knowing that we had a double Oblivion Stone in hand. Yeah, maybe it's good that I'm taking a break from Magic Online, because all this Grixis Delver isn't very good for my heart and for my Zen, whatever, my inner peace. That's yeah. If you play too much of Magic Online, just like the sound of turn one probe, like them paying life makes a specific sound, and that becomes like the most horrible sound that keeps you awake at night. And that's the sign. That's a sign. Maybe you should take a break. And this guy's usually on different Texas, sometimes on elves, I think. So fair deck should be good. Mine, power plant, tower, and the cantrip. I think that's a keep. Like against Death and Taxes, we just probably die to their wastelands, but I think we have to try anyway. Tower, power plant, mine. We have double mines, so I'm gonna lead on mine here. Oh yeah, Rishadan Port is quite nasty as well. But Deluge is a good card. Mine. So do I play tower and pass? I think I played tower and just pass. Oh, I should have played power plant, because now they can tap the tower and I'll have one less mana next turn. Because this makes 3 and power plant only makes 2. I think I want to lead on Thoughtnots here. And make sure they don't have stuff like Palace Jailer that they're able to cast next turn. Mine, tower, power plant. So it doesn't matter a whole lot that we played wrong one first. It might have mattered at some point. Do I care about Thalia? Nah, I probably don't want to take the plow here, so they don't get to plow this and get a redraw. Then I will kill their board with a Toxic Deluge, which will mean we'll get the use for their second Thalia. Ooh, Wasteland. Hopefully they waste the wrong one. Nope, they waste the correct one. So we'll have 2 mana only. We can't deluge yet. So does this mean I want to crack the Chromatic Star? Probably not, because I can't do anything with the mana in my upkeep. I'm not gonna play the Blooming Marsh, or do I? I'm actually gonna play this here, because it's the last turn it enters untapped. Oops, mistake. I can't crack the Chromatic Star, because then if they port my Blooming Marsh, I won't have black mana anymore for my Deluge. So I think I just wait. They only have a Thalia in hand, so far we're not losing anything by being patient. if they ever draw a Revoker, we could be in trouble because they might file it in. We can't crack it. We can't just crack this in response to a file, which means as soon as it enters the battlefield, they will name Chromatic Star, and we won't be able to crack it anymore. Tapping my Blooming Marsh, sure. Here I think I lead on the forests, because it means if I play the mine and they draw a wasteland, they know to waste the power plant. But now they might still be in doubt which one to waste first. Please take my mine. I mean, please don't take anything. How the hell do they know which ones to waste? Palace Jailer. Yep, probably not winning here anymore. Like, through Rishadan Port, getting to 4 mana for the Toxic Deluge is kind of rough. They're going to be drawing extra cards every turn from now. Just the second Wasteland together with the port were too much. Okay, they're gonna revoke my star. Maybe I should have cracked this in response, but whatever, I don't think it matters anymore. Ooh, drew the power plant. Which means next turn at least we can cast the Oblivion Stone. If nothing bad happens, like another Wasteland. Yeah, they draw an extra card every turn with the Monarch emblem. So that's quite painful. Next turn they attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually Oblivion Stone might even be too slow. If they have, if they violate any other creature, the Oblivion Stone doesn't do anything. So we could Ancient Stirrings try to find trying to find a tower. But if we fail, we lose. So we lose if they have any 4 or 2-drop creature anyway, which is not unlikely for them to have. I think I'm just going for the tower. Okay, tower. That's a good start. And watch them have just another Revoker. And even Stoneforge is lethal, or oh, they don't have Stoneforge. They could end of their turn Flicker Wisp my Oblivion Stone, then I won't be able to activate it in my upkeep. So I lose to Flicker Wisp here and to Council's Judgment. And they actually have a second tile. Oh, they didn't. They put the file on 3. If they kept the file on 2, no, it doesn't matter. So they tap the tower, which means I'm gonna crack this in response. Oh, we still get to draw the card of Chromatic Star, that's nice. And we drew a second Black Source, that's also very good. Can I cast anything here? I play Urza's Mine, I get 4, 5, 6 mana. Nope. Might as well play Eye of Ugin. It lets me use my mana in my upkeep in response to the Rishalan port. Opponent has 5 cards in hand, and we can only deluge for 1 here, so any creature with toughness 2 might make us lose the game. But they must be drawing really shitty cards, if they are. So I tap the tower. If I tap all my Urza lands to Eye of Ugin here, then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 to play the Deluge. I think that could be worth trying. Right? Or do I win? Do I win anything by not doing that? If I don't do that, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could cast Kozilek, but Kozilek is legendary, so then I lose to them having Caracas. Yeah, I think I tutor for... Wormcoil Engine here. Because I can cast this next... or actually Ulamog. I can cast Ulamog next turn as well. And if they play any creatures, I can just kill them that way. So I think I'll lead on Collective Brutality. No, I think I'll lead on Toxic Deluge, because this might be the last turn that he's not gonna have a 2 toughness creature. And Collective Brutality next turn can still kill 2 toughness creatures. And then we could check for Swords of Plowshares before we play any of these creatures. Crusader, sure. Yeah, Crusader doesn't die to Brutality. So we need to kill it with Ulamog. So Ulamog, we kill these 2, and then Collective Brutality kills the mother, I guess. So I only need 1 black, so I'm gonna play the mine to have more mana. So let's start by paying 8 here. To make our Collective Brutality cheaper. Exile Marin Crusader, exile Thalia. Then we use this Collective Brutality to kill the mom and exile something from their hand. I think we don't need this bio anymore. I don't like gaining life seems... Actually, I don't think I care about gaining life, right? Though it might be good if they have bounce. If they bounce this creature and then play something we can't kill. Actually, no, if they bounce this, we can just Ulamog again. I think checking for Plow or especially Council's Judgment is more important. I don't want to ditch my Kozilek or my Worm Coil. I think I'll need both of them potentially to win. Okay, they have a Plow and they do have a Caracas. With Caracas, and Caracas will bounce my Ulamog, but then I can just recast it and exile more stuff. And the Jite doesn't do anything. So yeah, there's some pretty bad draws of the Monarch emblem. Yeah, that's a good thing about Ulamog. You don't really care if they Caracas it, unless they got lethal on board. Like, if they Caracas it, you just keep exiling more of their stuff. So, post board we will want more Oblivion Stones, the Sea of Primordium and the Pithing Needles. Probably cut the Relic of Progenitus. What else? Like, Planeswalkers seem good. Like, a lot of these things seem really good, so... Yeah, they're probably planning to bounce this in their next turn. But then they don't know we have the Worm Coil, so... I don't think I need to in response. So we play... If we play Worm Coil first, we also get to cast Kozilek, I think. That's 8, 9, 10, it costs only 8. Yeah, sure, I start by attacking. Maybe they want to use the Caracas here, you never know. They are stupid. Exiles a bunch of cards. Oh, they play Vryn Wingmare. Oh yeah, I become the Monarch, that's also funny. Yeah, I'm the king. Oh, I get back my Thoughtnuts here, that's really good. And then I play Wormcoil first. And then I play the Kozilek and draw 7 new cards. Yeah. The reason to play Wormcoil first is of course because this draws the difference. So the less cards you have in hand, the better it becomes. I guess we play the Caracas to bounce their Thalia. Why can't I play Caracas? Did I play a land this turn? Oh yeah, maybe I drew another tower, sure. I kind of doubt do anything to disturb my victory anyway. They would need like to make this unblockable, which I don't think they can. Yeah, they can bounce my Ulamog as well, but they would need double removal spell and they only have a Jitte. I thought this was a nearly unwinnable matchup, but maybe we got lucky. We drew a lot of lands, so that's always good against different Texas. Take out relics. 3 more cards need to go. Yeah, because their attacks are mana, I think Kozilek drawing, we're gonna be stuck with a lot of cards in our hand. So even though he was mostly win more here. And the Thoughtnuts here was kind of a liability there, but I think it's okay. Because we need things low on the curve to get under their taxing effects. Wormcoil is a nice blocker that gets around Caracas. But I feel it's just a plow target. I'm probably keeping it in just because it's like not cheap, it's like between cheap and expensive, so we're more likely to resolve it than we are like our high-end threats. Maybe they go too wide to be dealt with by Karn. Like if they have a file, of course you can take their file, but in response they file in something. Okay, this hand is tricky. I think I'm mulliganing this. I have 2 Tron lands, but I can't cast any spells in my hand yet. Mine, Power Plant, Tower, Chromatic Sphere, Pithing Needle. Yeah, that's much better. I think I top the Karn. I have the mana to cast him if everything goes well, so... Question here, do I needle the Vial or do I needle Wasteland? I needle Wasteland, right? The dangers with needling Wasteland is if they get these on 3, they play out like all the Wastelands on their turn. And then if they get these on 3, they just Flicker Wisp away my needle and then Wasteland me 2 or 3 times before this returns. I feel I'm actually gonna name Ether Vial for that reason. Because if I name Vial, they need to actually use their lands to cast things, and they can't port me all the time, or can't Wasteland me all the time. They play their second Vial, okay. Was definitely a good choice then. I'm gonna Sphere for green and Stirrings. What do I want here? More mana? Probably not. If we get Wasteland, we are already gonna die to that. Probably just taking Ugin. Like in case they revoke my Karn or something, I have another threat. Of course they could just flicker my Pithing Needle and also file in 2 creatures. So it's basically the same as with the Wastelands. Ooh. Or Council's Judgment, sure. Here I have to make a decision. If I play Karn, they might just Revoker him in response. And Ugin... Actually, Ugin deals with Revoker with the plus ability. I could also Thought Knot Seer, but then I'm weak to them having Palace Jailer, so I think I'm just gonna jam the Karn before they have a Thalia. Okay, this is gonna tap down, get a Revoker into play. Ah, so predictable. At least he's a 6 counter, so he can't kill it with an attack yet. And he will need a second Revoker to stop my Ugin. I'm gonna assume he doesn't have it. Maybe that's dangerous, but... Like if I don't play my Ugin and I just play my Thought Knots here... He doesn't attack. It's very strange. I could see playing out the Bayou, because then he doesn't know I have 2 towers. Yeah, so I have a feeling this is gonna come down, and yeah, sure. But like if I play my Thought Knots here, he's gonna activate Filing Response anyway, and he knows we have the Ugin, so... So this was gonna happen regardless of me putting down this creature. Only difference is at least now I would have been able to take his Better Skull with my Thought Seer. So now, like a pro, I'm gonna draw a board wipe here, or like something to kill these Revokers, like Seal of Primordium. And because I actually don't want to get this Bayou wasted, so that's a reason not to play it until it's until I draw a spell that I need to cast with these colors. Attack my Ugin, attack my Ugin. No. Oh, he's not gonna Better Skull me. That's unfortunate. One turn late. Could have Flicker Wisp here to save one of his creatures. So I could have Thought Not Seared to check for that first, but whatever. I think I will exile the biggest file here. And then play my Thought Knot. Oh yeah, I don't have my F Ugin out yet, so I can't pay it for a discount. Plama thing, sure. It will give me a double option, like 2 options of cards to take. What do I care about? Probably... He can cast a sword already, he can't do anything with the Better Skull. So the Better Skull should... Like, to play Better Skull, he needs to draw lands. Draws lands, this Karn is gonna exile a Better Skull because it will be the only card left in his hand. Well, if he drew a land, he could play the sword and Karn wouldn't have anything to exile from his hand. Okay, so he keeps the card in hand. Gonna start by exiling it before I do anything else. Takes Better Skull. Gonna lead on Star. Cycle for green. See if we find anything good. Ooh, another Karn. Let's see, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5. No. There's no reason to activate the eye in my turn. Because I already have the Thought Not Seer exiled. So I might as well exile this at the end of his turn. Oh, I'm still in my first main phase, sure. He's gonna name Karn, then we get our our Ulamog and exile this and the vial. And then he should be dead. Like, and with dead I mean... Ooh, we get Caracas to protect it from being plowed. I think that's... There should be game over. Let's see. 4 mana left to pay. I need to pay 8. I probably can pay it more efficiently, right? If I don't use my... I use my towers and one other land. I don't need to tap more lands than necessary. Exile the Revoker. Oh, we can actually exile his Caracas so he can't bounce it. But bouncing it doesn't really hurt me anyway, so... Oh, we can Flickerist my Karn. Sure. Or he Flickerisps his Revoker, okay. That works, that works. And then I bounce my Ulamog. And then I exile it again next turn. I'm gonna bounce my own Ulamog, please. And he's gonna kill my Karn, and I play my second Karn, and he's gonna be sad. Probably taking his Caracas though, because I do need to win at some point. No, I'm short on mana to play my second Karn. Just told my opponent that I was 1 mana short for my next Karn. I like to make my opponents afraid of, yeah, before things happen. Ooh, Pot to exile. No, please. Yeah, Ulamog Caracas is such a fun interaction from this side. If I draw any mana source, I can just leave him with 0 permanents. Please don't concede. Unfortunately, he's gonna concede because I would have liked to leave him with 0 permanents and 20 life. Would be kind of a funny win, like never dealing damage, but still. Oh, we would See, we could have Ancient Stirrings, and if we would have found any Tron land... Oh yeah, we would have been able to leave him with 0 permanence and 20 life. And then he would have been allowed to concede. Okay, we already have 1 match win, which means it's a more successful league than the previous one. Versus Voivode Dop. Yes, would like to play first. Yeah, I think I can do better, like having 2 lands, for example. I think with a Scry, I'm gonna try this, because we have an Expedition map and a Sphere, and a Star, I mean. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the Deluge on top. I think it's good against a bunch of random decks that we might run into. Means, however, that we won't draw a second Tron piece. Oh yeah, I should have played the Expedition map, probably, right. I keep doing that wrong. Explaining, like if I scry to the bottom and played the Expedition map here, I could have randomly top decked another Tron land and have turned 3 Tron. I think I'm still cycling these for green. Like for a reason like that, for example. Yeah, so if I had scry to the bottom and then play turn 1 Expedition map, actually next turn we would have Tron, and now we have to wait 1 more turn. Which means we can't Thought Knot them on 3, and if they're on Storm, I'm gonna assume they are on Storm, and then this Thought Knot here would have been quite big on turn 3. But we could still naturally draw it, I guess. Like, chances are small. What's this card? Goblin War Chief. Huh, never seen the art before. I feel like they're on. They behave like they are on Storm. Yeah, sure. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Guess the Thought Knot wouldn't have mattered. We're gonna die anyway. At least they can't go off over goblins, because we could randomly draw a black source. So all they need at this point is an LED, I think, to win. Okay, they have LED, they win. They continue going though, so I'm not gonna concede, of course, because they might just be so stupid to kill themselves. But they just have it here already. Sure. So take out Caracas. Bring in Thoughtseize, 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 Torn. Mindbreak Traps. I think despite goblins, I just watched the Jeff Hoagland videos. I think he actually cuts the Oblivion Stones and the Toxic Deluges, so I'm gonna do it like he does. Does he cut the Worm Coils? I don't remember. Probably gonna take a quick preview here. No, that's actually not the video anymore. Yeah, whatever, I'll just cut. Karn actually attacks their hand, that's good. Thoughts is good. All of these are important. Tron, someone's crying. Maybe cut a Worm Coil. I can tutor one. Ugin is my only defense against Goblin tokens, so I probably shouldn't take him out. Maybe cut a Karn after all. Yeah, I'll try it like this. Yes, I would like to play first. Tower, only one land, and Thoughtness our only interaction. That's not gonna be good enough. I think with this Cry, I'm gonna keep this. Because we have 2 redraws with the stars as well. So we just bottom anything that's not a land. Relic of Progenitus. That's not a land, but it is quite good against them. I'm still gonna bottom though. We have a second one, and I really need to draw lands here. Probably should have mulliganed this. Like, one of the main advices that Jeff Hoagland gives when he plays this deck is to mulligan very aggressively. Like, the deck can easily function on 5 lands, on a 5 card hand I mean. So maybe it would have been okay to go to 5 and hope to find like Sphere of Resistance or Mindbreak Trap or Thoughtseize or anything that's better than this. Opponent is probably already counting their Storm and mana, so we are probably dead. Sure. Huh. Just playing around discards, I guess. So if we draw a land here, this Thorn would be great. But I guess I won't say no to Mindbreak Trap. This might buy us 1 turn to survive to play this Thorn. Next turn if we draw. Like, we have 2 more draws to find the land. So that's 1 spell. I'm sad they didn't probe us on 1. Because if they probed us, they would think we have no Mindbreak Trap. But now they might be try to be safe and play around it. 5 mana. Ad nauseam, don't sacrifice LED. I mean, I still need to Mindbreak Trap this, right? I mean, they wasted 4 cards here, like Dark Ritual, 2 Petals, and the Ad nauseam. So sacrifice for black. Thoughtseize them. We're doing pretty okay, but we're actually... What's he gonna tutor for here? 3 mana something. Could get past in flames and try to go for it again next turn. I don't know if that works. No, that's not what he's doing. Please stop the command. I don't understand randomly fetching without anything to do. This deck has a lot of lands. It's kind of strange that we never draw it. Okay, finally. Play the Thor. Next turn we get our power plant. And the turn after we can play Thought-Knot Seer. It's very unfortunate that we have the tower and not a power plant, because otherwise, if you have power plant, we could tutor for tower and play this for 3 mana. But yeah, we just have to go for the missing piece here, which is the power plant. Yeah, things aligned very badly for us here. I mean, we're still not dead, but like the lack of drawing lands has been really bad. Okay, they're going for abrupt decay here, I think. They're tapping green. Should have done this at the end of my turn. Probably. Because now I have 7 mana. I play my Karn, I exile... Do I exile their LED or the thing in their hand? I think I just exile the card from their hand. So they're more likely to draw more mana like LED than they are to draw a tutor or like a big payoff card. Like, not decaying in my end step is very wrong. I'm gonna exile the card from their hand. They could bounce this in response if they have like a Chain of Vapor. Nope, had Hercules Recall. Sure. What do we play here? Probably. Oh, I should have exiled Lion's Eye Diamond and then taken the card in hand with the Thought-Knot Seer. It doesn't really matter, I think. Like there's nothing they can do here. Fortunately, it's possible to win even if you take a slightly suboptimal line. They did like to play out their LEDs and stuff, so nah, I think it's still too janky to bring in Oblivion Stones. Like, it's very tempting to bring in Oblivion Stones or like Seal of Primordium and just randomly kill their LED. But I don't think this is what we want to spend 8 mana doing in this matchup. Okay, we have 2 Tron pieces, Trap, and the Relic. This is a very easy keep. So we got Doma and Relic, not Chromatic Sphere. We just need to keep their graveyard as small as possible, so they can't go off with Past in Flames. Or at least they will need a long time going off with Past in Flames. Ooh, turn 2, Thorn of Amethyst. Things are really looking up here. Like, technically I should activate this before the brainstorm resolves, so he only can choose the Misty Rainforest. There's no way he would prefer to exile the brainstorm. So here it doesn't actually matter, I think. So unless they play Thoughtseize or like the Eraser or something here, we can untap, or of course if they kill us, but they can't kill us without Thoughtseize, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna tap this here. So unless they take the Mindbreak Trap and just kill us, we will untap and then have like Thorn of Amethyst with a Mindbreak Trap backup, which should be like nearly impossible for them to beat. And when I say nearly impossible, I mean they will need at least 2 or 3 turns to find answers, by which time we should hopefully have found other stuff. Do you rest me? Did I play 3 spots this turn, or is this the second? This is the second. We'll probably Mindbreak Trap this in response, just so they are unable to take a Thorn. Because Thorn of Amethyst is better than Mindbreak Trap is. I mean, it's easier for them to play around Mindbreak Trap. They just need to cantrip until they find a discard spell. Well, with the Thorn of Amethyst, all their cantrips will also be more expensive, so it will be harder for them to find Tower. Oh, we are so good at drawing the perfect combination of cards. Unfortunately, Ugin is gonna cost me 9. So I think I play out Chromatic Sphere. Make them exile thing. Maybe I should have waited with playing my land, because if I brick here, I probably want to crack this. Yeah, I'm not guaranteed to have black, so I can't actually crack my Chromatic Sphere. Because then if I draw Thoughtseize next turn, as like the second card on top, I won't be able to cast it. But by playing the tower, of course if I draw another Tron land, I can play my Ugin through a Thorn. So I should probably have cracked this before playing a land. Drew another land. Seems good. So now we have 7, 8, 9 mana. We can play Ugin, but it's just gonna be 3 damage to the face. And then in 2 more turns we can ultimate it. I also can't keep open Relic of Progenitus if I play. I'm just gonna crack this here first. Maybe we find something else that's better at disrupting them. I feel like I can wait 1 more turn here and play the Blooming Marsh first. Because they could just end of turn Chain of Vapor my Thorn and leave me defenseless. Sack for green. Ooh, second relic. Definitely not gonna be defenseless here. Maybe I should have used more colorless and then I could crack one of the relics for a redraw And then I could still draw a green card. Like now if I draw a green card like Ancient Stirrings, I'm gonna be punished for... Oh wait, now I'm also getting punished because I can't keep open my other relic. Because I don't have any more mana to tap. I'm really bad at this. Fortunately they didn't end of turn bounce my Thorn into killing me. But I'm making it a lot easier for my opponents to win. So here I have 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I think that means I have to go for... Okay, wait, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana I mean, sorry. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I think I can do it differently. I think I'm gonna play out the Chromatic Sphere. Then I can use the Chromatic Sphere to crack the relic if he's trying to go off, and it will give me 2 redraws at a Mindbreak Trap. I think that sounds like a fun way to do it. Oops, that doesn't work the way I wanted it. Did I miscount, or did I just count this mana as well? I guess I'll just cycle this for green or for black then. Yeah, I definitely should have gotten down my Ugin a long time ago and just start winning the game. Okay, how much mana do we have here? 6. Okay, next turn we can start doing more shit. Like probably start by exiling their LED. Don't think playing Ancient Stirrings does anything here. So I probably start by playing Karn, exile their LED. And does playing Ancient Stirrings do anything here? Not really, but I might as well. Sure, like drawing more Thorn of Amethysts. Actually, I forgot about Thorn of Amethysts. I can clearly play this here. And I should seal the deal, I think. Oh yeah, they can bounce the first one in response. Oh, they can Abrupt Decay it, sure. I thought they were gonna Hercules recall me. I have Ugin Seems great. Let's start by attacking their hand. Exile Past in Flames, sure. I think I just tutor for something here. Let's see, I can cast an Eldrazi that costs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which means I can't go for Ulamog yet, so I just play Thought Knot and have a look at their hand. Hercules Recall. See, do I want to respond to that? I'm gonna have 4 mana, so I can just replay both of them, right? Yep, okay. None of these cards do anything. I think I'm just taking the Dark Ritual. Oh, I did this very wrong. I should just have played the Relic first. Then I would be able to keep open. Like, they already discarded Past in Flames, or like they exiled it to the Karn. So I'm probably not getting punished for it. But they would theoretically be able to use their graveyard this turn. Probe me, sure. Opponent concedes. Okay, you're on a winning streak still. Match number 4. No lands, easy mulligan. One land, oh no, two Urza lands, but it's the same. Still gonna keep with the Scry and double Sylvan Scrying. And we found one of the missing pieces. We're playing against Eldrazi. That's probably, if they got to Chalice's turn 1, that would probably have been annoying. And if they had played Wastelands. Oh, they're big Eldrazi. Just drew the natural Let's do a natural Tron. Drew Caracas. I think I'm scrying for Ugin here. You just need to start throwing Ulamogs at them as quickly as possible and try to exile their stuff. With stuff I mean their mana mostly. Thought not to take my only card, sure. Power plant, mine, play tower. Just need them not to have Ulamog here. Actually, we need them not to have Ulamog for 2 turns. Because we need a turn to play Ugin and a turn to play it and two-drop our own. Hedron Archive, sure. Oh yeah, adds even more mana. We're still very weak to them having Ulamog. They're pretty big on Ulamogs usually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 mana now, so if they have Ulamog in hand, we're in a bad spot. This looks like a big Eldrazi thing. Yeah, 10 mana Ulamog. Target. Oh yeah, they know we have double power plant, so probably that's the reason they're not taking it. Getting my own Ulamog. But I think, yeah, I'm actually dead on the next attack. And if I bounce it, they're just gonna be able to do it again. I mean, I need to bounce it or I just die, but... let's see. And I'm gonna bounce it in the... whenever it attacks, so I actually need to put a stop at the beginning of combat. And maybe because of Green Monolith being tapped, they can't recast it yet. Charlie's on 1, sure. How do you survive your power plant? How much mana? We can play the mine, tutor of the missing tower. And try to Ulamog. Oh, they can actually untap the Green Monolith here and just recast the Ulamog. I'm gonna hope they didn't see the line, but I'm sure they did. Then they just exiled 2 more of... They just exiled 2 more of my Urza lands and... sure. We bring in Pithing Needle. Like, you can still Pithing Needle Green Monoliths, like they can't untap it anymore. Or like the Voltaic Key. I believe in Stone kills all their artifacts, Seal kills their artifacts. Maybe even Thought Seizes to take their big stuff. Probably taking out Caracas, like I don't want to bounce the legendaries they have. Taking out Relics. Thought Knot seems okay, Deluge seems very bad, Brutality seems very bad. I mean, I could Caracas something and then Thought Seize it. I think I'm putting in only 2 Thought Seizes because of Chalice. We may randomly want to take a big thing from their hand, but it's not always going to be good. Let's see, Power Plant, Mine, and so we don't have turn 3 Tron, but we only need to draw 1. Probably Greedy because we don't have any cantrip effects, like none of the 1 or 2 mana cards that replace themselves. But I'm gonna try it. Like, I think most, like, probably 2/3 of the draws we have here are live. Maybe only half, because like any land that we already have isn't good either. Like we could either draw the tower naturally, or we could draw like the stirrings or like 1 mana cantrip artifacts. Yeah, like Sylvan's Crying. It's gonna slow us down by 1 turn because we needed to play a non-troll land here. Oh, I should have taken out Ugins because Ugin exile colored permanents. Colored permanents do nothing. Yeah, I'm stupid. Now they get to use the Grim Monolith and do something broken, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least they're not gonna... Thought Not Seer take our Karn. Yeah, then we, like, if we would resolve this Karn and take the Cloud Post, would be okay, but yeah, now they're gonna take the Karn and this doesn't do anything, this we can't even cast yet. And then they're gonna Ulamog us next turn probably. Let's cycle this for green and see if we luck into another Karn. This expedition map at least lets us recover from being Ulamogged. And otherwise it will find us the Eye of Ugin to cast the Kozilek. Whoa, this deck is really consistent at finding... Oh yeah, it's a different one, but yeah, it's really consistent at casting this stuff turn 4. Use this as Annihilator 4. And this is like the worst card ever. I think we still need to find Eye of Ugin, even though it's gonna be a bit too late. Pithing Needle, meh. Let's play the Eye of Ugin here, cast my Kozilek. At least this Kozilek blocks the other Kozilek. And we can counter any 8 mana spells. Sacrifice 4 permanents, Bayou, Eye of Ugin. We have power plant and power plant, so we sacrifice a power plant and randomly sacrifice, I guess, the mine. Yeah, we're not recovering from this. Annihilator is just ridiculous ability. They have 6 cards in hand and very much mana, so name is Karn, but I don't think it matters. I'm going to name Endbringer here, and then he's gonna attack me for 9, and then whatever I top deck isn't gonna make a difference. Like, even if I find my last Tron piece next turn, playing Oblivion Stone and activating it is 8 mana, so I'm gonna be 1 mana short regardless. I'm just gonna concede, like, there is no actual thing I can draw here. Draw a card. Yeah, we lost to Annihilator 4, I think. Without the Annihilator we would have... Oh yeah, and I also sided in the wrong card. I sided out the wrong cards, like, I should have taken out the Ugin. They were pretty miserable in my hand. And if they had been something like Wormcoil Engine, it would have been a lot better. Like a card that actually does something. And I would also be okay with sacrificing the Wormcoil Engine to the Annihilator trigger, because you get 2 new tokens, and one of them has Death Touch to block like the Kozilek, and or block the Thought-Knot Seer and draw a new card. Let's hope we don't get repaired against him, because I think we're very unfavored in that matchup. White faces, okay. I think it's from London. And does only 1 real land. Has only 1 real land. Oh, 0 lands. 0 lands. 1 land. Sure. I'm gonna bottom that. It's not a Tron land. I think I'm not gonna choose anything here. I just need to find out what my opponent is on. Like, there's no way I'm gonna recover here, right? Maybe I shouldn't have shown them any cards. Tundra. Ooh, they're on Miracles. We should be able to crush Miracles if we have cards in hand. Definitely gonna concede here. We know what they're on. I don't want them to know what I'm on. Should have kept maybe the one lander, but whatever, you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think you care about Jace. Probably, do we care about counterbalance even? We might bring in random pithing needles or something, right? I don't know. Yeah, actually, I think I just leave the deck as it is. Probably every card here is reasonable against miracles. They might still think we're on like Turbo Depths or something with the Blooming Marsh. Actually, counterbalance on one is kind of annoying because of we have 18 cards that are 1 mana. And we do need to use them to find our big stuff. Maybe cut a Relic. Relic is good against Snapcasters, but that's about it. Am I too late to submit? Sure. See if it worked boarding it out. Yeah, we managed to board it out. Yes, I would like to play first. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna start lead on mine into Relic, I think. This allows us to draw the second piece naturally. Maybe I should have played Chromatic Star, but I want to keep their graveyard as small as possible. We're not trying to race. Not trying to race towards Tron here. I mean, our stuff is big enough for them that like we can just keep throwing big stuff at them in the late game, and we'll still probably be able to win. So play a power plant, play the Chromatic Star, crack it for green and stirrings. Oh, Karn is good against them. Found the tower that we need. They're probably gonna keep open counterspell here, so I'm not entirely sure that I wanna throw my Karn under the bus. So I think I'm just cycling it for black, because I want to draw. I didn't want to draw that. I wanted to say that I wanted to draw a collective brutality. Okay, there it is. We get to play both of them actually. And we get even the mana to play both of them. That's a good trade-off for my relic. Predict me, sure. Predict themselves, sure. Maybe they just had predict and not the counterspell. In which case I'm gonna be sad I didn't jam the Karn. Yeah, they did have counterspell. and Force of Will. So I take the Force of Will here, because it means they can't play Search for Ascanta. Like if they play Search for Ascanta, actually it still means they can't play Seal either. They can't play Search either. But yeah, now they need to keep open their mana, and as long as they have Force of Will, they can just do all their cantrip stuff and this one is tricky. The first one is gonna get countered. Do I want Karn to be countered or Ugin? I think I want Ugin to be countered. Because Karn attacks their hand, which is better than just randomly dealing damage, I think. Although this gains 7, draws 7 cards, then puts 7 permanents into play, and they have no way of interacting with it, so maybe not the best card. Now jamming a bunch of cards. Probably have Snapcaster Counterspell, sure, and then we play another one, and then we probably find 10th mana for this Kozilek. Like we need only one Tron piece to reach 10 mana. Okay, sure, dice to Karn. I'm gonna assume they have a Force of Will, because otherwise they wouldn't play the chase. Unless they're desperate. So we can Sylvan Scrying and still play Karn. And then next turn we have a guaranteed Kozilek. But if we Sylvan Scry now, we can't get Eye of Ugin, because then we can't Karn anymore. Probably Eye of Ugin is better here, right? Actually no, Kozilek next turn is a guaranteed draw a bunch. So I'm probably satisfied with just getting another Urza's Tower. Oh, we are thinking about forcing this. That's probably a decent move. So it will keep me off this Karn this turn, and it will keep me off Kozilek next turn. So yeah, they probably know about Eye of Ugin and they want to avoid getting eyed. Force page, Ponder, okay. Put card on my bottom. I'm gonna jam the Karn into a hardcast Force of Will, which my opponent clearly has. He does not. Okay. In that case, he might flash in another Snapcaster Mage and kill my Karn, which would be unfortunate. Actually, I could just beat the chase going over the top right. Maybe I should have just attacked his hand. But I have a Kozilek. I don't really care about this kind of stuff, I think. I'm gonna destroy it to itself, then he's gonna play his Escanta. So that's 7, 8, 9 mana. We're 1 mana short. If we find a Tron land here, we can Kozilek. Or I could Oblivion Stone and make sure his search for Escanta does nothing. No, I need to take the power plant, right? Because otherwise I'm not guaranteed to hit next turn. And drawing 6 cards uncounterably is always good. Like if you draw a Wormcall engine, we get to counter a Terminus. We do not. And predict target himself, sure. We could counter random entreat the angels for small values. I mean, I guess they don't entreat for 10, but maybe if they want to make 2 angels or so. Oh, that's not very friendly. They seem to be holding up counter spell. So I think I start by playing Expedition Map. Because they know this gets Eye of Ugin, so if they have counter spell, they probably... I thought they would have to counter this. But they don't, so I'm gonna get my Eye of Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can Ulamog, or I can just Toxic Deluge to test the waters and then Thought Knot. Yeah, probably just Ulamog and take their Escanta, do I? Nah. I think I start by playing the Deluge for 1. And then jamming the Thought Knot Seer first. Checking their hand for anything. Because if this Ulamog gets countered, my Eye of Ugin only can get... it can only get something like... what's it called? Like only 2 more Wormcoil engines. And those will be my last Tutor Ball win conditions. Yeah, they have Council's Judgment. Which would be able to take care of my Ulamog. Might as well lead on the Chromatic Star. Because you never know, it finds me another thing to jam before I try the Ulamog. We are gonna try to counter this, maybe? Brainstorm, sure. Get me an Ugin. And play my tower. Do they have counterspell here? No, disenchant, target Oblivion Stone, sure. I don't really care about the Oblivion Stone at this point. would be annoying against angel tokens, but I still have Ugin, which is not instant speed, to be fair. Second, Sylvan's Crying. Get some more lands out of my deck. Oh, I should have gotten the Caracas to protect my Ulamog. That's a very big mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly, because it's late and I should be sleeping. Important target me, okay. Oh, it's gonna predict me maybe. Because with this Eye of Ugin I can just shuffle my deck anytime. I mean anytime in my upkeep. Council's Judgment, take my Ulamog, that's... Again, unfortunate. Could I? No, because I played tower, right? So I couldn't have avoided it by getting the Krakas. Oh yeah, he probably saw the Krakas first. Kill your Snapcaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, any land activates my iPhone in here, so might as well play the Krakas in case they play some random legendaries. Okay, opponent concedes. Do I want Thought Seizes against them to take their only interaction away? Don't want Pithing Needles, like I said, I don't really care about Jace. And Snapcaster is annoying, but Relic is... I'm kind of unsure about it. I definitely can't cut any threats, because they're aggressively countering our threats, and yeah, we need this to deal with Mentor. Probably need the Oblivion Stones for the same reason. Yeah, maybe Snapcaster is not big enough of an issue. Maybe we need more ways to interact with either their hand or with like Entreaty Angels and Mentor tokens. Yeah, I think I'm more afraid of a quick Mentor kill than I am of Snapcaster, Plow or whatever. Only one land. I think I can afford a mulligan. Yeah, this is a rough keep, but I'll take it. I mean rough because it only has one Tron piece. And if we didn't lose game 1 to the mulligan, like if this was only game 2, like we might lose this one, but we definitely win 2 out of 3. But because we were so unlucky the first round, we were actually at real risk of just randomly losing this one to some unlucky draws or situation. Opponent seems to be f6ing, which I think means this is the best moment to... Oh yeah, they have 6 because they can't respond to a mana ability. Yeah, maybe I should have Ancient Stirred, because then I would still be able to resolve the second one. Because I had 2 green and now this turn I won't. Actually, I will with the Chromatic Star. Oh, we put the Toxic Deluge on the bottom. That's unfortunate. And do I want Karn? probably not. But Urza's Mine is like one of the lands we don't need either. Yeah, I'm still gonna be needing lands here, right? Go for green. Get probably Oblivion Stone. It's gonna be very mana intensive if we don't have Tron out, but if we don't kill the Mentor will kill us. I think we're dead in 2 turns here, on average. Like, this will find him a lot of cantrips. This here is a tricky on how to sequence. Ancient Stirrings, no. Seal's Crying is like guaranteed to hit, and Ancient Stirrings isn't. And this will also shuffle our... Okay, they're just gonna force it. Yeah, then they just play 1 or 2 cantrips and we lose, probably. Because Mentor is a ridiculous card. Admittedly, like most cards in... Did I already play land this turn? No. Like, admittedly, most cards in Legacy are ridiculous, but... Maybe I should have played Ancient Stirrings, because I could drop the Oblivion Stone if the Ancient Stirrings got countered, because I had mana for both. That was a mistake in counting mana. And then if I randomly drew a land, I would be able to activate it. They might have Disenchant or Council's Judgment, but it would be worth trying. It was probably our only out here. Because here we're taking 10, and then next turn they only need like 2 cantrips, or even maybe 1 to kill us. We need to top deck exactly... We need to top deck exactly Toxic Deluge, probably, to... And them not having a force, which is not gonna happen. So we're taking 9, 13 here. Yeah, we're dead next turn. Yeah, if you thought Young Pyromancer was a good card, you should look at Monastery Mentor. We can't even Toxic Deluge anymore because we're going down too low. Yeah, like I'm sure they would have found a way to deal with the Oblivion Stone if we played correctly last turn, but it would at least have given us a chance. Okay, didn't catch the leak. Okay, I'm tired and going to bed. Yeah, see you for the next video. Like, tomorrow is my last day of recording, and I'll be trying to record a few decks. But if I'm home too late, yeah, maybe 1 or 2. Okay, good night.